Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to go through the top 20 best budget knives of all times, and I capped mine at $70. I thought that was a good price point. We got a lot of them way under 70 and a few right in that $70 price. If you don't see your favorite budget knife here, let me know what it is down below. Definitely am interested to hear that. We're going to get started, so this is an hour-long video. So at number 20, we have the QSP Penguin. This is a D2 version. These come in at $32. D2 micarta, deep carry pocket clip. They're riding on washers, comfortable, excellent utility blade shape. You can also get it with a button lock in 14C, but these are like $65. So great folder. It's been around for a really long time, so it doesn't really excite me all as much as some of these other ones do. That's why it's at number 20. Number 19, I have the Miguron TALISM. This one is an outstanding value. Another D2 folder, dual deployments with the snappy flipper. You can reverse flick off that fuller. Super versatile drop point blade. Now this is a smaller knife, but it fits my medium-sized hands perfectly. Reversible pocket clip. It comes with a deep carry clip. I slapped one of their mill tie clips on there, but I think for $31, I think this is an outstanding bargain. At number 18, we have the Sencut GLIDESTRIKE. In my opinion, Sencut does the best high-value folders on the market right now. And if you're looking for a large, affordable knife, the GLIDESTRIKE is an outstanding one to check out. You have a versatile clip point blade because it has a low tip, comfortable, you can choke up on it. Of course, the action is ridiculously smooth. Versatile deep carry pocket clip on these. 9CR 18 MOV stainless steel. They do a great job with it. Number 17, we have the Sencut ArcBlast. This is an outstanding folder. I wish it was a hair longer, but you have aluminum scales, button lock, flipper, and thumb stud deployment. That's very, very snappy. You have a nice drop point, versatile blade shape, deep hollow grind. So this thing slices very, very well. And it's in there 9CR 18 steel, deep carry reversible pocket clip. Like I said, if this one was a little bit longer, man, it would be higher on this list. Number 16, we have the Sencut Sachse. It was my favorite Sencut for a good long while. It has a flipper and thumb stud deployment. Beautiful drop point blade that's nice and slicey. 9CR stainless steel. You can get it micarta G10. Beautiful action. Very comfortable ergos. Reversible deep carry pocket clip. These go for $47. Outstanding knife. Not the biggest button lock fan, but Sencut, Civivi, they all do an excellent job with their button locks. At number 15, we have the Sencut Serene. This dethroned the Sachse for me. You have aluminum scales, flipper, and thumb stud deployment. Another drop point blade, so it's highly versatile. It's a low tip, full flat grind. 9CR 18 MOV stainless steel, super slicey, very comfortable, nice and lightweight because it's linerless, super smooth button lock action, and very snappy action. Deep carry reversible pocket clip, it has it all, and this only cost you $47. That is unbelievable. If any of the knives you see today interest you, they will all be linked down below in the description. At number 14, we have the CJRB Hectare. This one has some nice G10 on it. It's got a thumb hold deployment, nice and snappy. It's got the crossbar lock. They do a great job dialing in the tension with their crossbar locks. At least I think so. You have that drop point once again, nice and slicey, and it's in their proprietary AR RPM 9 stainless steel. It's a quality budget steel, pretty much like the 9CR that Sencut does. I find it to be maybe a hair better, sharpens a little bit better, I find. For $50 with a crossbar lock, reversible deep carry pocket clip, I think this one is an outstanding bargain. It's a featherweight. I think it looks nice. Now, if you have fat sausage fingers, it might be harder for you to reverse flick it because it is a little bit covered up by the opposite side scale. Number 13, we have the CJRB Lg Pyrite. This is an outstanding larger knife that carries like a much smaller knife because of how slim and sleek this knife is. You got a beautiful drop point, nice stone wash, button lock that's ridiculously smooth, and this thing is ridiculously lightweight. Now, the micarta versions do flex a little bit, and if that's something that concerns you, the G10 ones are a little bit more rigid. Reversible deep carry pocket clip, that AR RPM 9 stainless steel. Number 12, we have the BestechMan Ronan. This is a very comfortable knife because you have contour G10 scales, a crossbar lock, versatile blade once again of 14C 28N blade steel, my favorite budget steel. Takes a stupid sharp edge, holds it really well, and it's nice and tough. You got a nice thin edge on this one. This one would have been a lot higher on my list, but It took me a while to get this crossbar lock to loosen up a little bit. It was pretty stiff out of the box, but it does break in. These cost around $50 to $52 depending on which one you get. Number 11, we have the QSP Canary Folder. This thing is super lightweight. It's a medium-sized knife. G10 scales with the speed holes, thumb stud, deployment. What do you know? Another drop point blade with a full flat grind. 14C 20-10 steel. For me, it's nice and comfortable. If you have large, extra large hands, this one might be a little small for you. These range about 45 bucks. I think that's an outstanding value, especially coming from QSP. They usually tend to have their prices a little bit higher than most. You have a reversible deep carry pocket clip. I think this is a good, outstanding bargain. I own like 3 of these. I like it so much. Number 10, we have the CMB Knives Predator. Another one that's very comfortable. It's got nice contouring on the micarta scales. Thumb stud deployment, a very well dialed crossbar lock, drop point that's nice and thin and slicey, 14C 20-10 steel, beautiful action. These range from $57 to $59. Number 9, the Civivi Elementum. But for me, it's going to be the Wharncliffe version because I don't like flipper-only deployments. You won't see any of them on this list that doesn't have flipper and another means to deploy the knife. With the warning, they drop the thumb studs on it. You still have the flipper tab. This one has micarta scales. It's still got that nice deep hollow grind. Excellent utility blade shape. I dropped one of their aftermarket mill tie clips on there, but they come with the deep carry Civivi clips, but they're all great knives. It depends on what you like more. But my second favorite would have to be the Elementum 2 button lock because it has thicker scales, fills out the hand way better. These two can be a little bit cramming on the hand. This one is an outstanding fit. The warranties go for about $55 to $57. The Elementum 2 button lock goes for around $65, and the liner locks go for around $50. Number 8, we have the Miguron Small VELONA. This is the one that cut me good during my last live stream. You have a flipper, beautiful fuller deployment on this one. Another drop point, G10 scales, reversible, mill titanium pocket clip. Excellent ergos, decently slicey 14C 20-10 blade. Yeah, Miguron offers very high value in their budget knives. They also make a full-size version. This one has a 3.5-inch blade. The full size is 3 3/4. Small VELONA is going to run you $51. That's an outstanding deal. It also has a gray PVD coating on there, crown spine. Yeah, a lot of knife for your money. Number 7, we have the CJRB Pyrite and ALT Pyrite. For me, it's definitely the ALT Pyrite that I prefer more. I just haven't had the best luck with the button locks on my regular Pyrites. I had one that didn't lock up all that great and one that was too hard to flip. But I've had 3 of the ALT Pyrites like this. I prefer the stainless steel one. It just gives you a little bit more solid feel in hand. And that reverse tanto or whatever you want to call this blade shape has just the right amount of belly, so it's a very versatile blade shape, plus you have a very pokey tip there. Nice and smooth action on these. AR RPM 9 stainless steel on both of these. They tested great during the review, and yeah, it's a great knife for a reason. Reversible deep carry pocket clip. They have so many different variations of these. Both will run you about 50 bucks. Number 6, the Miguron Moyarl. I have probably gifted this knife to more people than any of the other knives on this list. It's a great knife for the money. These are around $51 now. G10 scales, thumb hole deployment with excellent action. Drop point blade with like a slicer grind on it. You can get it coated or stone washed and I think satin finish. And they come with the milled titanium pocket clip that is reversible. Yeah, they break in really nicely. I got one that is a guillotine. And once again, showing how much value you get with Miguron knives. Number 5, we have the Kizer TOWSER K. This one has the contoured red linen micarta. Probably my favorite because it's the most comfortable out of all of them. You can choke up on these. They got a slicey 154 CM blade. And these are riding on multi-row bearings, so they're all ridiculously smooth. Reversible deep carry pocket clip. This one goes for around 69 bucks. And they also have the Kizer TOWSER S, the smaller TOWSER. Micarta scales on these as well, except these are flat scaled and they didn't make the clip reversible on the small ones for some reason. But they still have the multi-row bearings, so they're stupid smooth. The S is a fun one to carry, especially if you like medium-sized knives. Same slicey blade, 154 cm as well. These are actually on sale because I think they're about to discontinue this one. You can get it without the coated blade either, with blue rich light scales with like a hex pattern on it. These are going right now on sale for 41 bucks. That is an outstanding deal for this knife. Number 4 is kind of a shocker for me, but that is the Trivisa Columba. I reviewed this one not too long ago, and it just really impressed me at its price point, anywhere from 47 to 52 bucks. It's a nice, larger size of knife. Micarta scales that have a very nice grippy texture to them. It's almost like a coarse texture, but it's not uncomfortable at all. Just listen to this. Yeah. You have the flipper tab. That works great. This thing rockets out. Look how smooth. Whoop. And then you have that blade window on both sides that you can reverse flick it. Comfortable in hand. And this thing has a full flat ground 14C 2010 blade that's ground nice and thin. So it's sliced very well during my testing portion of my review. And yeah, this one is very lightweight for its size. They just have partial liners that have been skeletonized. It's got a reversible deep carry pocket clip that's inset into the frame. I've always enjoyed the Trivisa knives, but this one just stood apart from the rest for me. Number 3, the Vosteed Raccoon. And this is a stand-in for my micarta version because I loaned that one to my buddy, but preferably the crossbar lock Raccoon. It's got beautiful thumb stud action, drop point blade. That's a huge theme in pretty much every one of these knives. I like my versatile blade shapes and I like my utility blade shapes. This is a nice and slicey blade, comfortable in hand. You can choke up on it if you like. They're all very smooth. They have a very well dialed in crossbar lock. They're nice and lightweight. I think they look nice. You got a reversible deep carry pocket clip on these with inset into the frame, inset liners. You can get it with a satin finish, a blasted stone wash finish, coated blade, non-coated blade. They got tons of options. This one's aluminum, probably my favorite, but this one's a good bit more expensive than the just regular micarta ones. And they're just as good. The micarta Raccoon is gonna run you 59 bucks. I think that's a great deal. This one's in Nitro V. Some of them are in 14C, but I've tested both of them, and there's no huge noticeable difference between the two of them. Number 1 and number 2 literally go back and forth, and I think the last time I said this, it was the opposite way around, or maybe not. But number 2, we have the Civivi Qubit. It's got aluminum scales with their beautiful softening on those edges. Even though it's a flat scaled knife, those softened edges make it feel really good in hand. The action on these is outstanding. And then you have thin blade stock, full flat grind that comes out nice and thin. So it's very slicey. 14C 2010 blade steel, deep carry reversible pocket clip, stupid smooth. I own 2 of these because I love it. Super solid button lock. I have not had either one of mine fail on me. This is a satin version. The one that I reviewed and tested is the black wash version. They're all awesome. It's a medium-sized knife. It's very lightweight. It's an outstanding EDC knife. If you're looking for a super slicer, this is the way to go. The Qubit's the second, I think, most pricey knife on this list at 67 bucks. The most pricey, I think, is the TOWSER K. For me, the number 1 has to be the Civivi Sokoke, or Sokoke, however you want to say it. Mine has brown linen micarta that's contoured, so it's very comfortable in hand. You have a front flipper, which I don't really care about, but thumb stud action is nice and snappy. This is a Ray Laconico design. I think it looks like a much more expensive knife. You have almost a full flat ground blade on this, a 14C 2010 blade steel, reversible deep carry pocket clip. Very comfortable. If you do like front flippers, it works great. No problem whatsoever. I just think it's a very nice knife. This and the Qubit are definitely my most 2 carried budget knives as of 2024. The Sokoke's going to range you from $63 to $65 depending on if you get the G10 or the micarta versions. Now I have an honorable mention because being that I capped this at $70, my number 1 would have been different if I would have went to $80. And if that would have been the case, it would have definitely been the Civivi Vision FG. I still love this knife. I own 3 of them. These are some awesome aftermarket aluminum scales that I got off of Etsy. I'll put the shop name up here if I remember. Awesome guy to work with. he now makes linerless scales. So if you want to lighten up the Vision FG, it makes it a featherweight. You have an interesting locking mechanism, which is the SNEX Super Lock up here. Love the thumb stud action, and it's a very, very versatile blade. Nitro V stainless steel. I put the Civivi milled tie aftermarket clip on there. I find with that clip, it makes the ergos way better if you're going to be choked back on the knife. But anytime I'm cutting, I'm usually choked up right here. It's nice and comfortable. It's a strong lock. It's very fidgety and smooth. Excellent knife, but being that I capped it at $70, the Sokoke made the #1 spot for today. Well, that's going to do it for today's video. Like I said, if you see anything that you like, they will all be linked down in the description. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave those down below as well. Hope every one of y'all is having an absolute great day. Enjoy y'all weekend, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.